Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on a slice of life, a slice of life. Well, if you're watching me, what are we doing? We are super aging. We're getting older without getting old. Now, what did you do today, Georgianne? Well, let me just tell you, I still have on my tag. I went somewhere today. Let me show you where I went. I went here to the 12th annual Atlanta Studies Symposium. Do you see that? It was at Morehouse College. And then why was I there? Well, I was on the first section. We presented who lived here, where did they go? Can you see that? Who lived here, where did they go? At 8 o'clock in the morning. These are the only people that could get me out somewhere at 8 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I wanted to share that with you is because, and it was over at Morehouse College. My daughter ended up being the moderator. I was supposed to be the moderator, but I was not. And we had Reverend Evelyn Sanders Swafford, Reverend Jerome Banks, and Reverend Gregory Warren of the Absalom Center for Racial Healing, and Reverend Jerome Banks to talk about lightning. And then actually I talked about Pittsburgh, the section called Pittsburgh. If you know my work, who lived here, where did they go? You can just go to the site and find it. But if it were not the 12th annual Atlanta Study Symposium, it would be somewhere else. So what are you saying, Georgianne? I'm saying, listen, how can you have a ball at a symposium that lasted to 7, from 8 in the morning to 7 at night? You know what made it so good? I put my whole heart and mind in it. Not only did I represent who lived here, where did they go, but there was this, look, I mean, it just went on and on and on all day, all kind, just meeting people that I've never seen before, or some people I hadn't seen in a long time, but it was just good to see people from outside of my regular community. And what did that do? That extended for me. I don't know why I didn't bring any water in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna hold on. Anyway, it just extended for me an opportunity. It was an extension for me of Georgianne somewhere else. Georgianne doing something else. They fed us all day. We had breakfast, we had lunch, we had snacks, we had dinner, we had drinks, we had everything you wanted. It was just an exhilarating event, and it was academics, yes, and it was everyday life, and the whole symposium is about a life in what stories in Atlanta need to be told, and what stories in Atlanta haven't been told, and who's storing the data for Atlanta stories. And so we qualify because we're storing data. We did those 27 neighborhoods. You heard me talk about them. If not, go to the site. And it was just I don't know, I just was very excited about sharing information. And what does that do about super aging? I tell you what it does. It keeps this going. This is why I talk to you so much about it. It keeps this going. When you got this going, the rest of this is going to keep going. When I was out, and I'm telling you, I had my cane. But I went from not building to building, but room to room, and spoke to people, and had lunch. It was exhilarating. A sharing of information, learning something new, finding out history of Atlanta that I didn't know. It's all based on Atlanta's history. And it was the best place to be. Seeing people I hadn't seen in a long time, and meeting people that I've never seen them before. It was good to meet people. It was DE&I. Yes, it was. I kept looking for somebody to come and shut us down, but it was DE&I, and it was it did what it was supposed to do, and that is you got to share information, study, research, and when you do your study and your research and share it. I listened to Dr. Vicki Crawford today, and I listened to, and Dr. Vicki Crawford talked about Mrs. McFetus, the librarian. I want to hear those stories. I wish there were more students there, but it was definitely a community-based event for people who to come and hear stories that they had not heard before, maybe never been in that environment to hear that story. Didn't know those stories existed. And what I talk to you about is telling our stories and telling your story. Also, that just like um, somebody in your family was a librarian, maybe there was some teacher in your family. There was a person in your family that helped birth babies. There's a person in your family that kept the books. There's someone in your family that needs to be put on, her name needs to be called and put on a pedestal. If nobody but you and your family is there, it doesn't have to be in a symposium like this, but we need to tell our stories. And I was happy to sit there because I taught Dr. Vicki Crawford in high school. And now I'm telling you, that was some kind of feeling. Here's a woman, an adult, grown woman, educated, just renowned in her own field. And I taught her in high school. And here we are, colleagues, years later. And then I listened to Dr. Clarissa Myrick Harris White as she expounded on the race riots in Atlanta. And just different ones. I met, I don't know why I went blank on her name. Anyway, she's done a book on Atlanta Metropolitan State College, a whole book. And she said, I've been looking for you. I did the book. I put your name in here, but I didn't have a picture. And I was like, what? I mean, it was just good to exchange ideas at that level, at an academic level, where your brain's got to keep moving. You can't be lazy about the brain because it has to keep up with all these different entities. And then we had people from across, from Emory, from Georgia Tech, from Georgia State, from University of Georgia, and Morehouse. And it was an excellent exchange of ideas. And why am I telling you that? Because that's what I want you to do. And you see, I make fun, and I want to go to Ellery's so I can get my fan. Where them boots at? No, where those fans at? I talk about going to Ellery's, and I talk about going out to eat dinner and get some groups together and go out and eat. But I'm real clear about the academic part and the volunteering part. Two things that I talk about. I want you to read more, be more gravitropic. You see, I got about 5 books now. I'm behind on my books. I just talked to myself about, girl, you need to get on these books. I'm not where I should be with my reading of my books. And now I think I'm gonna move to listening to books, because you can do more than one thing. I need to be doing more than one thing. So as I have other tasks going on, maybe I can be listening to the books, and I can get the book read, or get some idea about these books that I have ordered. I told you I've ordered books. There's no room anymore for another book to come in here. But that's what I want you to do. I want you to continue to expand your mind. I want you to continue to grow your knowledge. You say, well, I'm already 85. Why I need to read another book? Well, why not? Why not? I mean, you're never too old to learn, and it's never too late to start anything. And if I can get you all to agree to find events and attend them, to offer the knowledge that many of you have. The people who watch this show are very well educated, very, 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 and very well read, very well traveled. I talked to you out there where I was last night. I mean, it was just the best of the best. And all of you talking about, girl, where you get all those glasses? But I'm saying to you that I need you to put on your own seminar, if nothing but right there in your living room. You see, you can have, I have a friend, Beverly Fontaine. She's been with a book club forever. It's a number of well-heeled black book clubs in Atlanta, very well-heeled, very prestigious groups of women, and they meet at each other's homes, or they meet at different restaurants. But I think I just love it. I love the whole idea, and they talk about the books. They talk about the book that they read. Knowing some of them, we talk about more than that, but basically you dare to talk about the book. And some of you could start a book club. And then I got another idea that I want you to do. Who plays the piano out there? You know you took piano lessons, okay? All of you who took piano lessons, some little kid needs to learn to play the piano, and I need for you to teach somebody to play the piano. Now, this is what I want you to do. This is what I used to do. I used to go to the Family Dollar. Did they go out of business? Maybe Big Lots. Are they back? I don't know. Family Dollar and Big Lots have these little piano xylophone looking things for $5. And I would buy, two, three, four, five of them, and then I would pass them out. And they already got the sound and the batteries already in them, and they turn it on. You don't know what child you may spark to want to play the piano, and so buy some of those. And you see a kid. See, our kids got something in their hand. They got something in their hand. The head is down all the time like that. If you play the piano, have these little things somewhere, and just start playing a little song. That kid's gonna put that device down, and gonna come and see what you're doing with that. You might spark Jamal. What's his name? Jamal. What's his name? Oh, I loved his. We played the piano. We not. I don't necessarily saying you got to spark Rachmaninoff, which I do love, but but just spark the Alicia Keys. Or just spark. People just play the piano. Just they know how to play the piano, and so you buy those little $5 things, and then if you see somebody, if you know somebody in your family, because we have to be careful now because people look at people, strangers, as pedophiles because there's a lot of them, but get the piano and play the piano, and then teach the child how to play the piano. It'll be something to do. You got all that talent. You see, I use piano, but it could be a violin. My daughter played the violin. My mother played the violin. It could be the violin. I didn't play, but it's talent out here. And what are you doing with that? See, when you super age, getting older without getting old means you are in life. You 100% jumped in. You're not sitting. You're not sitting anywhere doing this all day and watching the stupid box. Most of the time people are watching YouTube because they want to know how to do something, how to fix something. And then some of you are you have to start you a channel, a YouTube channel. I say that all the time. Start your own channel. Just get up there and talk about what you want to talk about. And you have some skills, and teach those skills. You know how to do DIY. Is it do your thing? No, whatever DIY stands for, but some of you know how to take a nail and a hammer and make a mansion. And some of you know how to do a painting, and some of you know how to sculpture. Now, I got a sculpture friend. I don't know what she is right now, but I'm just dismayed in my own way because she's so brilliant. She's brilliant. And then I always have Beverly Fontaine that knows how to sculpture and paint. A brilliant educator, retired. I need some more of you to that are retired, to do more things. Like I have Valjean Williams, a soror of mine, who's retired, and she sings all around Atlanta. I got Grace, another one, Grace, my other soror. She sings all around Atlanta. I need you to use that talent. Use all that God has given you. And so my point, I started off with this because I wanted to applaud Keith Hollingsworth for a job well done. It was a job well done. I want to thank Dr. Monique EARL-LEWIS, and her students, her student Jeremiah, for helping me get everything prepared that we needed in terms of technology. I want to thank my daughter, Sandra Swafford, for stepping up and stepping in and getting the technology one step later, one step over for me. I needed one more thing done. She got that done. And then she moderated. I was thinking, when she was moderating today, I was wondering, how did I think I was going to stand somewhere and moderate? It was better for me to be a panelist. You see, I want to thank Sandra Tarver from the Absalom Center who came and joined us. We spent the day with this group talking to people everywhere. And then, I saw Abel Mabel. I don't know how many of you all know Abel Mabel, but she was a force in Atlanta, still is a force. Her voice, when you hear her voice, you want to stop. She has so much knowledge about this city and about English Avenue and Vine City. And she was there. I did I ask her how did she know? I don't know. But however she found out, that's how the rest of the people need to find out. Just search and see what people are doing. What are we doing in Atlanta? We have so many places to go, so many places to go, and a number of seminars and conferences. This is the spot. Atlanta is the spot, not just for the best food in Atlanta, but and the best dressing and the best houses and the best camaraderie. Texas may have the biggest, but we have the best. Atlanta is the best. Best Atlanta is for real, and you have to get and find out these things. But many of you are sitting on everything that we need. We need you. You are who we've been waiting for. And let me just talk about talent. I still need me an agent that's going to get me that part in the movie before I leave this earth, that part I want. Yeah, I still need my agent. I still need an agent. I tell you who helped, tried, he didn't, not, I don't want to say try anymore, but he did help me. And that was Archbishop John Lewis when we did interviews for my play, Ain't Nobody Dancing. And I was ready to get it started and then get it started. And then I talked with the brilliant Mr. Cockerham, and I wanted to get the play started, and then had the funds to get it started. And that's no excuse, because we did a whole movie that's on PBS.org right now that we didn't have the funds. We just kept going. So it's really no excuse for the play not being done. But I've been using the music from the play. But many of you, there's some of you have been in plays in high school, and you did plays in college, and you still had that bug, and that bug is there. They have all kind of places in Atlanta where you can go try out. I did a little something at Emory one day. I don't know who told me about it. I forget now, but I went over and my friends came over to see me do those 2 or 3 little lines, and it just makes you feel better. Say, I enjoy doing that. You're not trying. You may or may not get Academy Award or Tony. That's not why you do. You have to do things because you like them. I like all this. I love all that I'm talking about. And you said, well, Georgia, just because you like it doesn't mean. But I'm 82, and I'm saying I'm 82. You 62. You 58. You 46. You 73, and you sitting there, just sitting. I don't know where you get all that energy. Well, doggone it, you would have the same energy if you would get up. You have to make up your mind. You think so. I've had some pain today. And I said, oh, I've been in pain all day. Then I went ding, 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 ding. The weather. When that rain comes, how many of you all know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about out here when it gets damp and the rain comes? Ooh, I can't take enough Tylenol. I cannot. I cannot. But I just say, okay, Jordan, today was that kind of day. But it was sunny while I was doing the studies, and I was glad to move around. Anyway, oh, my battery's going out. Well, guess what? Guess what? I love you, but I can't have my battery go out. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, and you can't do anything about it. Ooh, what is happening here? I've never had a battery go out. Ooh, is it still going on? I got it plugged in time. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I never had this happen. Look at Georgianne. I almost messed up. I did mess up. Okay. But listen, sometimes that's a sign. That's a sign. Look, it's Friday. And I want you to have a great weekend. Not a great one, just the best weekend. The best weekend you ever had. I want you to have it this weekend. The best weekend you ever had. I want you to treat yourself like a king and a queen. I want you to treat your family members like kings and queens. Not princes, but kings and queens. I want you to give all you have this weekend to life. Jump right in. Get right up in there and be there and say, I am not getting old. I know I'm getting older, but I'm not getting old. Let me get out here and do something. Let me get out here and help somebody. Let me get out here and give of myself. Let me give some of this right here that I got stored up here. I'm telling you, you're fabulous. Baby, you are fabulous. I know that. If I can just convince you to come on, join me in the fabulous world we have as seniors. All right, I'll say bye again. I got to look at this and see how this, I don't know what this was. It's okay, you mess up. You know, nobody's paying me. I can mess up. It belongs to me and the Lord. All right. You like these glasses? I love them. We did yellow today. Alvin did yellow. ONIRA did yellow. I did yellow. We didn't even know that. We got the memo. Somebody else did yellow. MONIQE. Dr. MONIQE did yellow. Love it. All right. I will see you on the other side. Get out, do something, be something, help somebody, volunteer, and give all you got. You know why? Once again, I'm going to say I love you. I said I love you, they cut off, I don't know. But you know that I love you. And you know you can't do anything about this love.